I am live and kicking now at 7 o'clock on the 10th of June 2020. So I'll wait a few seconds and let everyone, whoever's going to come on this evening, let people join in. I see a bit of this, the flowers sticking out. Maybe I should have the flowers out here. Oh, I'll set them over there. The ends of them are sticking out. Now, we shall see now if anybody's about that would like to come on to tonight's live. I kept with the same title, The Magnificence of You, because I believe that will cover everything. And we have someone has come on. I see one person up here now. I'll keep an eye on the time tonight. I don't know who's on because I can't see a name just popping up as yet. So thank you very much, whoever it is that is here. I'll see a name shortly. It takes it always a few seconds because whenever I go live at this side, it takes it a few seconds on the other side really coming through. So yeah, it's nice. I always think to have manners and wait for people to come on rather than to begin. Just hit this. Now, well, I'll make a start. I see there's one person on here with me. I'm not quite sure to say who it is, I can't see. And tonight I have, oh, I think we've gone off. Hold on. Where do we see? I think my live, oh, it's back on again. Apologies, I think my internet was on and off there. So hopefully it'll stay on. Well, whoever's on there, thank you so much. My name is Evelyn McAleer. I am from County Tyrone here in Ireland. I'm the author of Effortless and a Life You Want, a public speaker, a coach, mentor, teacher, and a mummy. All of them things, the aspects in this particular realm of what I do. Tonight, this is my second night doing a live here on the group, and I feel a bit different than what I did the first night. The first night when I came on here, and by the way, please let me know, I'm using different headphones here. If you can't hear or you can hear, I can swap them over. Oh, this keeps popping off and on. Oh dear. There's nothing I can do here. I'll just wait to see if this is back on again. The joys. It keeps popping back off and on. So I'll keep going here anyway. Whatever's to happen is to happen. As I say, tonight I feel different tonight than what I did the first night. I think the first night coming on here 2 weeks ago, I was very nervous because it was something that was outside of my comfort zone. I'm used to talking to certain people, to people I know, and to my group. So it was different and lovely actually. And what happened was after I finished the last live here, we got a wee bit overwhelmed, very emotional, and very grateful for those that were here because it was someone that was sharing a part of your journey with you. So tonight I am putting my trust in the hands of whomever, whatever, that whatever I'm to speak about will come about with ease and with least effort. And yeah, that's something rather than sitting to rack your head. Am I going to deliver what is going to benefit someone tonight? And I think it's something that we all put ourselves through. Am I going to be good enough? Am I going to say stuff that's going to help people? And we think that we've said it all. I keep repeating myself and what I say and what my message is. But I hope tonight, whatever does come about for us, that someone will benefit from it or it will resonate with you in some way. I think this week, to be honest with you, what is happening is for a lot of people that are, there's a knowing that is coming about for a lot of people. There's a knowing that there is much more, and I think people are beginning to realise that. Now, people are on different parts of their journey where they're at in their life. I believe we have to come through enough experiences in life and then something else happens. There's a knowing within each and every one of us that there is something more. There must be something more, but what is this more? And I have noticed a lot of females that have been reaching out, and the time is right for them now to discover within themselves more what is it, and what we all tend to do in our journeys, and what I have done and what everybody's done when we start and find this revelation that right, there's something more, there's something happening here, and then we go and search, and we search in different areas, we follow different people, we listen to different things, and sometimes it can get a wee bit confusing, sometimes the messages can be a bit contradicting from one messenger to another messenger, but eventually you come back to that trust of yourself, what feels right for you, what your intuition is, and that's a wonderful thing that we all have, that we have an intuition, and always go by your feeling, because as I have progressed on my spiritual journey, there's many people that I have came across, and I was very much drew into the word spirituality. Anybody that mentioned spirituality, I was there, I was listening. And sometimes then we place an expectation on that word. This person is preaching or talking about spirituality, talking about this and that, and we unknowingly place them on a pedestal that they must know much, much more. And sometimes people don't live up to our expectations, but this pedestal that we have placed them on, that perhaps they don't walk the talk, and then we get disillusioned. We get disillusioned by the thing, and which has happened to me, and thinking, is this what I'm meant to be doing? Is this where I'm meant to be going? Because people that I have held in high regards or high esteem aren't what they were saying that they were. So I guess a message tonight for anybody that is in a search or a knowing that you know yourself, there is much more to you. You are going to find the right person, the right teacher, because you will feel it. So always go by what you feel. If something feels off, then it's off. And just because someone has the word spirituality or Reiki or something that attached to their name, always go by your feeling, because we have the human aspect too. There's the ego is in there too, and a lot of people that we talk about ascension, spirituality, law of attraction, all of those things, there is always a tap sometimes of ego that comes in, and when we relate that to business, so it's I think for me every day of the week, that's nearly the thing, is to keep the ego in check, to make sure that I'm always coming from the right place for people. So, but again, this is what you all have, that we all have, is that intuition. You will feel the feeling if someone is right for you, but it takes us perhaps to go on to several different places before we realise or what resonates, what feels right, what our energy connects to in ourselves, and that is all about trusting you. And it's like me here tonight. I believe on another step of my journey after today as well, where I had a wonderful Zoom call with someone who had a message to deliver to me. And the message only came, I believe, when I was ready for it. Now, if someone was to ring me up a year ago and say, Evelyn, I have a message to deliver to you, and sat down and delivered that message, and speak in tongues as well, I think I would have been, you wouldn't have seen me, I'd have been just leaving dust in my trail, running away. So everything unfolds for us at the right time. We are very keen and very eager to learn, to know, to want to know, to gain more. What is it, and really seeking that information and all of those, but everything will unfold to you as they have for me at the right time. And as I said about trust, this is where I have placed all of my trust tonight in all the aspects of me, the higher realms, the higher aspects of me, that whatever is to be delivered will be delivered. Should I be on here for 30 minutes? Should it be 45, or should it be the hour? When I feel that that's the time, then that's the time that it will take. But it's that trust. It's absolutely that trust and belief, and to surrender. To surrender to what sometimes may feel and seem unfamiliar to us, that am I ready to surrender to whatever you choose to call it, to my higher self, to God, to the universe? All of those, am I ready to surrender now? Because this is my test here this evening. I am just surrendering. Whatever is to flow is going to flow. And it's nice to have an odd wee thing wrote down on a piece of paper in front of you just to keep the thing right. But that isn't to be the case. And I know when I am surrounded, when I'm doing public speaking, I can always feel the energies of people. I can, when they're present with me in the room, and it's easier. It seems easier to talk because you can connect better. And I'm trying to get used to now this doing on here and not seeing people, but to feed into people's their energies, how they are feeling. But as I say, at this stage too, I absolutely believe in this month there's a lot opening up for people. There's a lot that we want to know. There's a lot of messages. They're always about us. Messages are coming in. Should it be through human form? Should it be through your own thought? If you question yourself, did I just come up with that myself? Because that is, when you ask a clear question and something comes to you, that is your answer. Be open and trusting to more than what the body form is here now, to more than what is about, what we can physically see, touch, smell, taste, hear. It is just to be open and to trust. And that can be very difficult and it can be very scary. And of course, it's not without the ego popping in too. So I hand over tonight my trust to whatever is to be will be. And I always am grateful of people that have trust in me for whatever that I can deliver to help someone on their journey. Because absolutely, as I say, we're all gathered together here tonight as one. As one energy. And again, is to take that separation from body form to the energy. And what I did do now, I wanted to read a wee chapter out of this book here. It's called Effortless, my second book. But it was called, the chapter's called The Crossover. And for me, it was a crossover from the belief for what I was brought up with, the religion, to quantum physics, to the science end of things. And from since that there too, there has been another crossover has happened. So these again develop or arrive to us when we're already at that time. So I can easily understand all of this. This makes so much sense. So then when the next unfolding comes in, now this takes a wee bit more time for me to know that there's much more again, to listen to the messages that come in and what is for you, and trusting and just handing it all over. So I want to read this wee chapter to you here. It's called The Crossover. With anything that I write or speak, I want to keep it in simplistic form for readers who may have questions on how we create an effortless life. I have titled this chapter The Crossover. For me, that's exactly what it was. The crossover from the God I had been brought up with to scientific beliefs. I was terrified at the thought of what if all I had believed in all of my life doesn't exist? The thought alone had me questioning why I even wanted to go snooping around in this quantum physics world. Be brave, Evelyn. Open your mind a little and go exploring. Sometimes it gets you into trouble. I tend to see life as one big department store with everyone who is here to help mankind having their own little store within. I thought I'd open the quantum physics store door and just take a little peek and have a look inside. And they say curiosity killed the cat, but I knew I wasn't going to die. It was the curiosity and an urge to find out more of what was out there that egged me on. So my first discovery was a man by the name of Greg Braden. He spoke about the lost Gospels of Thomas. So many discoveries have been made throughout the years of Gospels that have mysteriously been omitted from the Bible. In the lost Gospels, Thomas wrote, "When you make the two, thought and emotion, one, you will say to the mountain, move away, and it will move away." When the two become one in our heart, we create the feeling. The feeling is the prayer. Feel as if your prayers have been answered. If two make peace with each other in this house, they will say to the mountain, move away, and it will move away. So I want to explain that wee bit. We've always been shown, or you know of the saying, ask and ye shall receive. But it was in the asking. It was how to ask. So these were omitted and rediscovered when the time was right. So when the two become one, when the two make peace in this house, you are the house. When the two become one, the heart and the thought and the feeling, that creates the feeling there. So when those two, and you feel that, and that's your prayer, and you give gratitude, thank you for what has yet to come in. And I always believe things have happened. Our timeline just has yet to catch up with it. It's already manifested. It is already there. So when we give gratitude and thanks for what is, and so it is, and so it is. And that's how we ask. Ask and ye shall receive. So we don't ask as that I would like to have whatever. I want to have whatever. Because we're asking from lack. We're asking from the place of it missing. And I'll perhaps cover this in the last live, but it's in part of this, so I'll re-go over it again. So the two become one. You feel it, you feel it, you feel it. The thought and the heart. And you say thank you, and you give gratitude for what has come for you. But as I always say, are you ready for it? Ask and you shall receive. We must communicate what the quantum field recognizes. Now, when I talk about the quantum field, you see, in science, the science world, we talk about the quantum field. It could be called God. It could be called universe. These are only words. Okay? What the quantum field recognizes, and this is not with our voice, but combining your very thought and the emotion. The field recognizes the magnetic waves that our heart produces. When you create the feeling in your heart as if the prayer is already answered, that is what creates the electrical and magnetic waves that brings the answer to you. So this is when we talk about our vibrations, our frequencies, that we are the transmitters. We are the power that is transmitting all of that energy, all of that time. So could you imagine what we've always been? What we have created, what is around us, we have created, and we are transmitting that. And I know I had a conversation, and the person actually may be on here, that when something happens to us as a child, did we ask for that as a child? When things aren't so good, and I know this has happened to many, many people that I have spoken with, the childhood was not a great experience for them. But as I said to the person, I absolutely believe that before we come here, we have made sort of a contract that this is the lessons, not punishments, by the way. These are what I wish to experience, because we have never experienced them when we come off the light. When you are the light, you don't know anything else other than that unconditional, more than unconditional love, that divine love. So we choose experiences in this elusive, illusional world that we have. And then we come through experiences. Now, the perpetrator or the person of those particular acts that they have done, they too have chose this. But no thing will go without it returning back. Whatever we omit through our thoughts, through our words, through our actions, cannot escape us to come back round again, because here lies the lessons. Here lies the lesson. So no thing can go without anything coming back round to it. And normally tenfold, 100-fold. But it's our choice whether we choose to relive that over and over and over and keep omitting that thought that produces that electrical wave, that sends that out, it keeps sending it back to us. And as I said, it may not be the same action that occurs to us, but it's the same feeling that people bring to us of hurt, of that we feel like a disgust within ourselves and not worthiness within ourselves, that we continue to carry that throughout our lives. But there comes the time when we draw the line in the sand. And that's what I believe, me and many, and a lot, everybody knows, we all know this, and it just takes a time to unfold that we are the transmitters, and we get the choice, that we are fully in control of this here. Because when the two become one, and you make peace with that, and you give thanks for what you wish for in this life, beyond limitations, you ask, and it shall be given to you. Now, the next wee bit of this. So my wish for you after reading this chapter is to be clear that, in fact, the science and spiritual word are pretty much all the same. They are just delivered differently. It is the one energy. Now, everything is this one energy. We are all connected. That's why we're drew to each other. It's all the one energy. Source is nameless, but that which we choose to name as God, universe, divine, source, Allah, Buddha, quantum field, energy. One day I cried profusely and asked why people thank the universe and not God. And this was part of my lessons and learnings. And why is people always thanking the universe? Nobody's saying thank you to God. I thought it was such a dishonour and disrespect to God, because I had placed God as a man outside of me. So I could never ask God for anything, but I had no problem asking the universe. Oh, how our teachings have misguided us. But perhaps we were just taught what their limiting minds knew. People who do not believe that the church's teachings of God, are very much swayed in the direction of the quantum physics world and the many laws of the universe. When you begin to open your mind, learn, read and watch people, you will begin to notice that when you change the way that you see things, the things you see will inevitably change. And watch they do. Watch they certainly do. When I speak to people, I will use different terminology, depending what feels more comfortable with the person, and it's all the same. When we use the word God or think of the word as a man, do you see someone who will judge you, punish you, be angry with you? Do you see your God as someone that you get angry with for the difficult periods in your life? Do you blame your God for the catastrophes and the starvation in the world? Your God is the divine source energy of infinite love, from which you have came and from what you are of, and not what you are a host to. And even if it's the Big Bang Theory, you are still of it. And what an entrance to make is a Big Bang. I dread to think what I chose to leave here as. The God energy is within everything. It is seen and unseen. We have portrayed God as a man because this is the form taken in order for us humans to relate, to know that you are of the same. As a child and a young adult, when I heard of the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son and the Holy Spirit, that it was one, I was very confused. How can this be? So how can one person be three? But of course it's possible, because it's all one divine energy source, and we were just looking at it through a human mind and eyes. The I am is everything. The Bible is littered with I ams, and this is how our God is referred to, or your God. My personal take on the commandment, and this is where I absolutely hand over trust when I take into writing, because I just let my pen flow. I allow whatever comes through to come out, and should people take offence, it's not my intentions for anyone to take offence, but this is what felt at that time. So on the commandment, thou shalt not take thy Lord thy God's name in vain, and I truly believe that thy Lord thy God's name is I am. So whatever you choose to speak the words I am, you are speaking about that which you are of. Should you choose to follow it with a word or words that do not serve you, that is when you are taking thy Lord thy God's name in vain. I am ugly, I am poor, I am ill, I am unworthy, I am not deserving, I am stupid, I am disgusting, I am guilty, I am useless. So always think carefully what you put after your I am. And that's that belief that I am that God divine energy. I am that quantum field of pure potentiality. I am limitless. I am love. I am light. I am the way. And that's when we believe that, the I am feels so different. Now, where was I at? So, yes, I am wonderful. I am beautiful. I am gifted. I am love. I am grateful. I am financially abundant. I am ready for an amazing life. I am blessed. I've asked people who practice law of attraction if they see God and the universe as separate. The answer is normally yes. I, for one, also saw them as separate when I first began. My understanding was that the universe was always given and I could easily receive. I never saw the universe as a human form, just one massive, eternal, abundant universe giving me what I was transmitting through my thoughts, feelings and actions. God, on the other hand, was a man that I said thank you to and be happy with what I have. I never would have dreamt of asking God to provide me with wonderful experiences in my life because I thought he's far too busy sorting out other stuff. Why would he want them for me? You may see the universe as a planetarium system, but the reference to the universe is the infinite source energy, all giving and all loving. When you have a thought and a feeling of gratitude, of it already happening, you release. You transmit that from you in the form of energy into the universal energy, the quantum field. It will attract the same energy and draw it back to you. And even if you are feeling unwell, if you affirm that I am healthy, I am growing stronger, I am well. And if you can see that and try to feel that within yourself, you will return to your wellness. If you give gratitude for the wonders that your body is, let that be the energy you release from you in order for your wellness to return. Should you choose to keep your focus on your illness, talking about it, complaining about your body, you will continue to endure it or even worse for a longer period. You have free will on this earth. You are creating your life, whether you decide to call it your greater source, God, Buddha, Allah, Tao, Mary, David, whatever you want to call it, it's all there. God takes no offence to that name because the divine is nameless. It is only us humans that take offence to it. You are a host to that God divine energy. And I wonder, do we actually really truly believe this? That I am the host, I am the creator, that I am worthy of this, that I am this vessel that this wonderful energy transmits from me. I wonder, when I sit and think about that, do we believe that to be true? It does not take a lot of practice to become consciously aware of what thoughts it does take, practice to become consciously aware of the thoughts we are emitting and the words we are speaking. Sometimes we automatically react to situations without thinking and not for the best outcome. So perhaps each day try to become more aware of the words that we speak because it all really comes back. And I am telling you, I absolutely believe that this huge energy in this month and manifestation, nearly instantaneous manifestation is happening. As you said, so shall it be. So be mindful, bring more awareness to what you are transmitting. You will begin to notice people's words, especially if they are veering on the negativity side. Again, the automatic response may be to jump in and say to someone, don't be using those words, but you have to let this go, because this is only then a judgment of our ego on the other person to let them know. And we believe that we have this, that we're caring for the person, we want to see them doing right because we know the significance of the words and the damage that it can bring to other people's lives. But we can't prevent people from having their experiences. We cannot deny people their own experiences and their own learnings. Feed your mind every day with beautiful thoughts and gratitude for all that you have and all that you are. Take a look at yourself each morning in the mirror and begin to start speaking wonderful words to that reflection looking back at you. And a very difficult thing that people cannot do is to take a look at themselves. And I think not to look at ourselves, to see past the body. If we cannot do that, that's the most important thing with everything in life, is to start with self. The love of thine self, the love of thy I am, and begin to love ourselves and raise our vibrations to that. Have a dream. Everything and anything is possible. If you have a vision and a calling or a heart connection to do something, to move somewhere, to learn something, to phone someone, don't stop the dream because you don't know how it's going to happen. And this is what's happening this week. So many people have been reaching out. Somebody, and they may be on here, they actually are on there, I see their name has just popped up, had said one day that I lifted a book, Evelyn, and a card that you gave me your card, or a book, and your card fell out of it, and says, I just realised before that I asked the question, what is my purpose, what is my direction, what am I to do next? And then the card fell out, and then the person got in contact. But I knew that this, I can see the beauty, I can see the gift, I can see the love. It's very, very easy to see it within people. You can connect to people, their warmth, their softness, their authenticity. I can see that in people. And whenever their time is right, whenever their experiences they believe is ready to unfold, then we always reach out to take our next step. Now, where am I at my book? I'll go to the next bit. Start putting what you can afford away. That must have been for something else. Love and appreciate where you're living. This is if you're working to manifest something. Right, quantum physics deals with the tiniest particles of energy, and all depending on our mood, feeling, emotion, we transmit this energy on vibrations. For example, guilt, fear, anger, anxiety, they operate on low vibrations, whereas joy, love, peace and enlightenment are on higher vibrations. So does this mean that we can be joyful every day of the week? Like, we're going to have our days that just aren't, it's not a great day. But what we can do is bring awareness to that. If you've had a wee argument or something somebody's done, something the children has done, your partner has done, somebody at work has done, now I get the choice. If I have feel myself going into not a great place within me, I remove myself, shift yourself off. I set the other morning from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the morning, meditating, doing work on myself, because a situation actually had happened at 4 a.m. that morning that I had an expectation on, and it didn't come about. And so that was down to me. I held an expectation on something, and because it didn't come in the way that I thought it would, I got myself into, I felt this disappointment from the other person, and I felt anger. So I knew that was my duty, because there's no way I was going to go throughout that day feeling like that. And I know that if I begin my day like that, everything that occurs in that day will continue to happen and bring me more and more and more. And that is me bringing it about. So I sat for 2 hours to release that from me, to do Ho'oponopono, and to get myself back on a good level plane, to be on a good vibration. So it's awareness to how we're feeling. It's how we get the choice to change that about for us. It was absolutely nothing the other person done. It's entirely their choice what they choose to do, because their actions, they will, whatever's to come to them will come to them. So it was down to me and my choice, and it's all of our choices that we take ourselves, remove ourselves from a situation, because if you have that feeling within you, it's only going to attract more and more and more to you throughout your day. I don't even know where I was in this book, but I'm going to go anyway. So yeah, quantum physics deals with the tiniest particles of energy, all depend. The lower ones and the higher ones we have. So we bring awareness to our thoughts and to our mood. And if you're on the lower vibration, try to change that thought. Watch a movie that makes you laugh. Play games. Play with your kids. Look at old photographs that bring smiles to your face. And listen to some upbeat music. These are only suggestions to help you to shift on that. This doesn't mean to ignore our feelings, because it's perfectly okay to cry, to feel sad, and these are very natural, and we must experience these emotions of loss, the tears that we cry, our unspoken words and healing for our soul. Energy travels in frequencies. Our vibrations goes to that frequency and draws the same back to us. So if you've ever woke up in the morning dreading the day ahead, that one thing that happens to make you feel angry, perhaps you slept in and then the next thing is a traffic jam, and then your day continues with one thing after another, and everything goes the wrong way, every way but the right way, and you just wish for that day to be over. But unfortunately, you have created the entire day by how we began it. That's how powerful we are. And someone said to me the other week, they were out driving their car and they were overtaking someone in the fast lane, and something went in the car. They're like, I'm being tested. I am being tested. And I says, no, you are creating. So if we can manifest all these not so great things in our life, we also for sure can create the great things in our life. It's just that change of the thought. Okay, getting that feeling of joy, what today will bring. Notice trees on your commute to work. And I know a lot of people aren't commuting, but still see something that we are seeing gratitude for each day. Anything but the news. And I'm quite sure we don't watch, and if you watch the news, that is your choice. But it's one thing I would say, not to really watch. People say, how do you keep up with things? Well, do you know, if you're to hear something, you'll hear it. When we're allowed out, we'll be tired, we're allowed out. Somebody will tell me. Should you meet anyone that day who is not in a good mood, just smile. Raise their vibration rather than you drop into theirs. Myself and my daughter always do this if we're at a checkout at a supermarket. And sometimes a lot of people are in jobs that they shouldn't be in. They're in jobs because of the money. They don't really love what they're doing. So an odd time there's a grumpy cashier, big long face on them. They don't really talk to you, just head down. They can't wait to get the day over. But myself and my daughter, if I notice somebody like that, we always had a challenge. Who between the two of us will be the first one to make them smile? And you'll always see something about them. Should they have nice nails, compliment them on their nails, and their hair's nice. Oh, that's a lovely name you have. There's always something to say to someone that will bring a smile to their face. That's what we do. I think it only happened once that I couldn't find something for someone. This woman was very sharp, very wicked at the hospital in casualty. And I said to myself, come on, Evelyn, search, you'll find something. You have to find something. I couldn't see something, and I was thinking, Evelyn, why can't you find something about this lady and say something nice to her to make her smile? But I don't think it was my duty that day to help her smile because I couldn't actually find anything, and that maybe was down to me. So today I am willing to embrace life. I am willing to love myself more. I am willing, and you finish that sentence, whatever feels right to you. So that was about the crossover. Just skipped through bits and pieces, not there, about the crossover. But since that, there's also been more crossovers. Oh my word, so much more coming in. And I know more and more will keep coming in, because things will unfold as to what we can comprehend, what we can take on board about ourselves at this time. Because if you were to know everything, we would be so overwhelmed by the whole lot, and we would rack our brains, we would rack our head thinking, I have to remember this, I can't remember this, why can't I remember this, and why can't I feel this, and why don't I have this gift that this person has? You see, and that's the things that we believe that we should all have these different gifts that we see other people having, but we have. But it's what feels right for you. It's what that you have, we all have healing abilities, because it's the energy that flows through us to others. And it may be your voice, your beautiful voice, your lovely soothing voice, that when you speak to someone, how calming and healing that is, to release someone of their stress and anxiety that day. It doesn't have to be hands-on. It can be just your physical presence around someone that is a healing to them by what you bring. You don't even have to speak or talk. All of these things that we have within us. But this is when I speak about trust, to be able to hand it over, that there is much, much more. There is much more to us, as I am discovering. And a lot of people too that have been that people actually don't ask for a lot of gifts. And it is bestowed upon. It's just who they are. It's just what they are, and a lot is coming in for people. A lot of communications is happening for people, and I think we can sit and again mess our head up thinking, why is this coming in? What am I to do with this? How am I to help people with this? Or just trust. Nothing will be delivered to you until you're ready, until the greater energy, the higher energy knows that you are ready for it. And it's trusting in ourselves, believing in ourselves, and feeling it. Go by your feelings, your intuition. You have it all. You know the intuition. And just because someone has spirituality beside their name, just because someone talks about something that you're interested in knowing more about, doesn't mean that there's no ego attached to it either. Doesn't mean that there's not a business aspect of the whole thing attached to it either. And of course, everything is give and receive. The lovely flow. Everything flows. But we'll all have our experiences and journeys to know who the right fit, who our connection is with, who is there to best serve me, and as again, the people that I am in contact with. Beautiful, beautiful people. Lovely people. Every single person. And I know I've been connected to someone else. I was connected to in America, and lovely people at what they talk about and speak about, but for me it didn't feel right. It didn't feel right. The person that was connecting me, I knew they would take no offence if I was to say, no, this doesn't feel right to me. They're not for me. And rather than ego could jump in and say, go on Evelyn, do your interview with them, it's in America, more people in America will see you or hear you or use your platform, but it didn't feel right. It didn't feel right. So go with what you feel, be true to you, be authentic to your belief, and not everybody will get what you're saying, not everybody will understand what you're talking about, and that's alright. We don't have to go about preaching and telling people what you believe, because I think it just automatically comes up in conversation if you're with someone, when you speak about something, and it's not forced upon you either, and everything just flows. And that's why I love that name, effortless, because I believe everything just flows to us when we just allow and just trust and say, look, I'm here, I'm ready to know more about me, I'm ready to know more about my higher consciousness, about all aspects of me. I'm ready to learn more. I'm open to this, and I've no idea how it's going to come about for me, but I'm here and I'm ready, because as I said, we cannot choose how these things come about for us, but you'll have a feeling, a belief, what I want to bring to others. And should this mean, I have no idea what will happen, should this mean me lying awake all night if stuff is going to come in, that's alright. Whatever's to be is to be. So again, it's all that trust in the magnificence of you. And I don't think we've half discovered much, a fraction of it, a particle of it. I wanted to check, is Martina Crudden, is she on here? I don't know if Martina's on here, because I had about 10 minutes left, and I said to Martina, I'm just going to check here because I know she sent me a wee message here. Oh, you know what it was? She wanted to come on, but they haven't accepted her request to join the group yet, so it was a wee bit late for her. Because I wanted to bring Martina on, but what I want to do, Kerry, listen, I have never asked permission on this group if I could do something, but with about 10 minutes or something left, would you like to come on with me and share half a screen? I'll send you a wee request here and see if you'd like to do that, and accept the invite if you wish, and we will come on. And hello Steph Murphy, thank you so much everybody. I feel a lot calmer here tonight that I'm sitting here and speaking with you all. So Kerry, if you would like to come on here with me, that would be beautiful. Again, look, I said if I'm here an hour, I'm here an hour. If I'm not, I'm not. And I hope tonight was of some benefit to people. I hope that what I was able to relay to you, to let you know. But for me, it seems like it's the same message that I'm repeating all the time of what we are, how we create. And I kid you not, the stories that I have heard this week of instantaneous manifestation. When you prepare as though and are waiting, it happens. It just happens for us. It has happened to me just like that this week, and another person that rang me during the week too, and they told me a story. Here's the story. This person, and they're a band, they sing in a band, and because everything has been cancelled and all of that, all the gigs have been shut down. So they said, Evelyn, I bought myself a power hose this week, and what I done was I started to wash the van. And I said to myself as I washing that van, I am going to get a gig very soon. I'm going to get a phone call very, very soon, probably this week, and this gig's going to happen. Now, anybody else thinking would be, well, where are you going to get the gig? There's no places open. Nobody can socially interact. There's no pubs, no clubs, no weddings, no nothing happening. But not for this person. They said, no, this is going to happen. They washed their van, had it nice and clean for to be prepared for when this happens. So they got the phone call on Tuesday. And he is the main act of a number of acts taking place. He is the main act on and drive through. People drive in their cars and watch all this open air bands. So that's how quickly manifestation happened there, because he prepared for it was happening. So when we prepare whatever we are asking for, and I think this is again the thing, we don't know, what do I wish for, what would I like to happen? Act now, because if you don't prepare, if you're not preparing, you don't have the belief. The belief's not strong enough there. I'll wait till it comes. So if he had a thought to himself, I'll wait till I get the gig and then I'll wash the van. But you see, everybody else was thinking like that. But he acted before. No, it's happening. I'm going to get ready for it. And the same happened for me. There was stuff that I done actually on Sunday, and on Monday it all happened, because I says I'm going to prepare for this, and on Monday it all took place. So things are happening very quick. So it's preparing yourself for something that's going to take place. So Kerry, I see you didn't accept, or maybe didn't get oh, Martina, is Martina here? Okay, did you see her, Kerry? I don't think she's here, but I'll see if I can ask her on. For some reason, okay, Martina, can you send me a wee request? And Joe Clancy's here. Holy smokes. Joe, you're on as well. See, I can bring Joe Clancy on, but Martina, for some reason, it's not allowing me to add you. I'd love for some of you to come on. So if you can push the green button, or Joe Clancy, will some of you push the wee green button on the bottom of your screen, because I have got about 10 minutes left, and I would love to bring some of you on. Joe or Martina, will you hit the wee green thing below to see what's going to happen? I'd love, Martina, if I could find you here. So I don't know if I can see if I can get you here. Let's see. Martina, yeah, okay. Oh, Joe Clancy, thank you. Lovely. Hello, Gitana. I'm bringing on a fellow Irishman on here with us, if our internet is good, and well, we'll see if I can get Joe Clancy on here. A lovely man from Dublin, Wicklow, originally living in Dublin, that does so much to help and to aid the homeless, and for other countries to build homes for many ones that don't have it. Hello, Joe.
How are you?
Can you hear me now? Because I'm hearing myself feeding back.
I can.
I wonder, should I take these out?
How are you?
So I'm hearing myself back triple times there.
Yeah, me too.
Where do I take these earphones out, Joe, to see?
Okay. How are you?
I'll switch this off here.
Yeah, me too.
Where is it, Joe?
Joe, you talk away there. Tell us a wee bit about yourself there. I sort these out.
Oh, what am I? 43 years of age. I have a construction business in Dublin, and I'm involved with two charities. What am I? Sorry, Evelyn, I'm hearing myself like 3 times. I have a construction business in Dublin, and I'm involved with two charities.
Okay. So I'll have to take you off. I'm afraid. I don't know what is
All
happening.
right, no problem. No
Because
problem.
I'd love to get talking about these things.
Sure. Okay, well, bye-bye.
Walking on. Too bad. That's too bad. I've took my earphones out here now. I don't know what happened there. But yeah, Joe Clancy, because I would love Joe to get sharing what his gifts are. I don't actually think, and that's not for me to be to tell or to say about Joe what Joe does. So I would love if Joe, and I think that this would have been the lovely group here to share on what the fine man does himself. I don't know whether it's the sound here back and forth, whether that's why I took them earphones out. Would somebody else like to send in a wee request there so I could add you in? It would be lovely, and see if anything happens. So I don't know whether it's the sound for Joe, but if anybody's on an iPad or an iPhone, if you want to hit your green button and come on here to the live with me. I know, Joe, tonight must not be the night for you to share your gifts. It is not for me to share them for you, but he's a wonderful, wonderful man, with with lovely gifts, with a heart of gold and everything that he does. So yeah, nobody else want to come on with me? It would be so nice to bring someone, Martina. So I've sent you that now to see what will happen for Miss Martina from County Monaghan. We'll get round all of Ireland yet. I'll see, Martina, if it'll allow you to come on. I have discovered that Facebook are allowing these lives to happen, and it's absolutely brilliant to be able to do this. No, Martina declined. So nobody else wanted to come on. Gaetano, do you want to hit that button? Because I have never been speaking to you. I feel like I'm a beggar now, asking people would they like to come on here and speak with me. But there's only a few people that I can add here. Is Joe Clancy, Kerry, or Martina. Nobody else is allowing me to add this in unless you have the green button at the bottom and you wish to push it, and I could add you in. But if not, if that's the case, then we will soon say adieu, adieu, adieu. But I think we have a good bit of Ireland on here. Yes, Steph Murphy, you have a comrade on there, Joe Clancy. I'm sick of hearing 5 in a row. So Joe and Steph, you are one of a kind there. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, I will wrap it up there for tonight. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being here this evening. As I say, everything unfolds. You didn't decline. Don't know what happened. Do you want me to try it one more time? I'll try it one more time, Martina, to see. Because maybe you're not meant to be here. Maybe nobody's meant to be here. On you go, Evelyn. Just trust. You said you're going to trust. So that's what tonight was about, I guess, to just trust in what is more than us. Trust that everything will unfold to us at the time when we are ready, because what you're to hear next year, you're not ready for it now. You know, what you're ready for now, you weren't ready for last year. Trust that the experiences that you're going through at this time are all in. Let's add, you know, Martina, and see if it bring in that these are all to happen. But also trust your intuition, your feeling. If something does not feel right, this is where we get the choice to step away from that, to make the change within us. And I'm going to see if it adds young Martina, and if not, she wasn't meant to be on the night. We'll see what's happening. No answer. Again, I keep on knocking, but she can't come in. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you so much for your time tonight. That is me, Slán Wallia, and I'll catch up with you. I think I'm on again in 2 weeks' time. All right, bye bye.